First leg of the triple trio, then race number 4. This is on the dirt at Sha Tin on Wednesday night. 1,200 metres, the Class 4 contest. Gentle Breeze, barrier 9 for him, makes his all-weather debut. The hood and the visor comes off. Viva Council from barrier 12, likes to roll forwards, taking you further, gets the blinkers and the hood on for the first time. Also went forward on his debut last time. He's got barrier 11. Kirov is a 2-time course and distance winner. Red Horse, a 3-time winner. They've all been on the turf over the 1,400. Harvest Century has his first start for Michael Chang, first time on the all-weather. Very Sweet Orange, beaten favourite Happy Valley last time out. And Fame and Fortune, up for Michael 41, is very close to a class spot. Red Horse is the horse that has been up at Jungfrau in the last month. 2 trips in actual fact, Brad.
Yep, and there looks to be some pace here. Another one expected to be good to fast. Very Sweet Orange for Alfred Chan. Gentle Breeze potentially rolls forward. Taking You Further went forward in a recent trial, as he did on debut. And he went on to win that trial. And then you've got a horse like Harvest Century as well, who is a noted front-running type from a low barrier with the tongue tie on. Viva Council's another one as well that can roll forward too. So pace aplenty here in the 4th.
Looks that way, and this horse here, Taking You Further, it's got the blinkers on for the first time and has trialled really well on them. He's got a wide draw, but he's going nicely with the Kazi Farazi. And of course, the Kazi's in great form at the moment, and he's going just as well as Kazi, I thought. So that's a very promising piece of track work. Now, Harvest Century just falters in his track work here. The stewards have entered a press release, or released a press release, just to say that Chad Schofield got off after this piece. You can just see him falter there a little bit. The horse was fine, and he's quite happy to ride him. He was pulling him up at the end there. Very Sweet Orange, he's coming up the favourite at this stage. We know he's a pacey horse, and he is improving. He is getting a bit stronger, and his track work's been pretty consistent as well.
All right, there you go. Quartet and first 4 merged jackpots once more. 800,000 going into the kitty here for the first 4 in the quartet, but it's also the first leg of the triple trio. We'll start off with Viva Council and Fame and Fortune, course and distance.
Yep, I want to take you back to Viva Council. The last time he wore the visor. The visor goes back on for a 3rd time Wednesday night. It was on this evening, and he was able to chime across from a wideish gate, take up the lead, go all the way and run 1.975. He is a horse that's won 5 races. Since this, he's been in Class 3, and then his last 2 have been in 4. But longer trips and turf, I think that's an interesting reference, that race.
What do you think he'll be from 12? Because in that speed map, they had him out wide, didn't they?
Yeah, he'll surge forward. I think he'll be hoping that 2 or 3 break away and leave a little gap for him, potentially to drop him behind on.
All right, that's Viva Council. Very Sweet Orange. We're at Happy Valley here. He was runner-up over the 1,200 metres. This was last time out behind Gift of Lifeline.
He's going to come in with a postage stamp on his back, isn't he, with a £10 claim. Alfred Chan's aboard. He'll definitely go forward this one as well. Barrier number 6, take off. It's just whether he's strong enough at the end. That's the question that he hasn't shown in the past, but he's getting better. I mean, he only just got nutted there.
A lot of us were surprised he started favourite that night after his effort over the 1,000 the start before. So you're right, he is getting stronger, and with a £10 claimer on, that will suit.
It'd certainly help, won't it? Taking You Further's got a claim as well, not quite 10. He's got £3 off, courtesy of Jack Wong.
Jack, Taking You Further, you rode him on debut down the straight. Only beat a couple home that day. What happened in that race?
I'm thinking he's still a bit green. Didn't have much experience in the race. During the trials, he always in the front, and haven't have much pressure around him. But it's always different in the race. Got more pressure, and he's got a bit green. Don't know what to do. Don't know what happened. Something like that. Yeah.
Do you think that experience, he will take benefit, he will have learnt from that?
Sure. Every horse learns something every race. And this time we try to help him to how to go through the races and put a different gears on and see if he can help. He have a chance. We try to see how the gears help him. Clearly, it seems like they've helped him a lot. The owner, the trainer, and I both are very looking forward for the race on Wednesday. He trials very well. I think he will have a much better run this time. But still, this race has got a few good horse as well. So we will see how he come back after the race and to further plan. Yeah.
And what about the dirt surface? What about that for him?
The other day when I trialed him, that trial was a bit wet, as I recall. Coming Wednesday will be just as usual, dry, nice track. But in the morning when I try to get up him on the big track, he seems handled very well. So should not be a concern for him.
All right, that's taking you further. Jack Wong for Jimmy Ting with the blinkers and the hood on. One more piece of form to have a look at. It's Gentle Breeze. At the trials here, Gentle Breeze, he steps onto your weather for the first time.
Yeah, you can see a few of the trials have been in wet conditions over the past month or so. Gentle Breeze, most or all of his racing has been done on the turf so far, most of it at Happy Valley. I'm not sure about him on the dirt, to be honest, but I do like him, you know, pound for pound against the opposition. Yeah,
look, the one thing about him is by Foxwitch, and that progeny had gone well on this all-weather track before. He is down back into Class 4, which is positive. The only little negative I thought is his best runs have been over 1,000. He's got to do 1,200.
That's a good point.
That's Gentle Breeze. Decent price at the moment, each way 13 and 3.2, but Very Sweet Orange, favourite again at this stage, Paul. Yeah,
I've got him in, but only on a fourth line. I'm going to take a chance with the one Jack Wong was talking about there, Taking You Further, by Exceed and Excel. Blinkers on for the first time, and I can see him sitting just on the heels of the eventual pacemaker, which will be the favourite Very Sweet Orange. Kirov's well rated now. He's won off 49 before. He's now down to a rating of 48. Zach Purton from Barrier 2. He always he can pop up at these night meetings before and is rated to do that. Gentle Breeze we talked about in Very Sweet Orange already. 4, 6, 1 and 11.
I'm going to go with Viva Council on an each-way basis. This horse has won 4 races. He's had 3 seconds. He won well, as we showed you earlier on in October over this course and distance. I think he'll just sit in behind the pace. I like the prep from Peter Ho, actually. He's given him a couple of runs over the longer trips, brings him back to the scene of his last victory, and that coincides with the drop in grade 2 starts back. So there's a few ticks there for me, and he'll be a price, and that's what I want in this type of race. Very Sweet Orange. Happy Star looks close. He's a similar type of form line, actually, to Viva Council. Run over the longer trip last start. He was there till about the 200, then overhauled. Let's come back. I've thrown him in a few times. Coming onto this surface, I want to sneak him in again. So I've gone really wide here, 2, 11, 5 and 7.
I thought the 11 pretty hard to beat. Very Sweet Orange with that light weight on his back, 108 pounds. I think he's loose. That's race number 4, though, the first leg of the triple trio.